Hello, guys. How you doing? This is Coach Keyon Corniffe, also known as Mr. Finance, your favorite financial educator and business coach. And today I'm here to talk to you about the new rules of money. Before I get started, just to give you a little background about myself, I've been in the industry for now a decade. And before this, I had to work three jobs. I used to work from 3:45 in the morning to 11:30 at night. And I did that for about 5 years until a cousin of mine reached out and asked me one question. Are you open to learning more about finance? Where I gladly said yes. Now, some of the things that motivated me to get started in this industry is because of my mom. My mother was a serial entrepreneur. Her space of business was in the real estate, buying, flipping houses. And due to the market crash in 2018, because someone didn't educate her about what's called a short sale, we lost everything to the point where we even went up in bankruptcy and literally move out the very house that we live in. That's why today I'm so passionate about educating people about finance and making sure that they understand how money works. So there's three major concerns that families are dealing with today, and these are probably some of the three that you're dealing with yourself. Number one, families are dealing with what's called a retirement crisis, where they can't stay retired. People are dealing with what's called college planning because a lot of people are finishing school with a lot of debt. And then when it comes down to having a budgeting issue, most people today don't know how much to save and how much they should be spending because we were taught that budgeting is tracking spending. Guys, that's why today I'm going to share with you some concepts. And the first thing we're going to talk about is what is the new rules of money? And just to give you a little background about who we are as a company, HGI, we are a marketing company in the financial industry. We provide financial services and financial education. So that way families can get the understanding, the information, so that way they have the clarity and the confidence to make a decision when it comes to their personal financials status. So let's talk about some of the things that's going on in the financial industry. Now, when it comes down to money, there's a major problem happening right now, and everyone in America have this problem. And the first problem we're going to talk about is something called debt. Did you know that the average total debt is about 163 plus thousand dollars? And when someone think about all the debts that they're carrying around, how do we help people? What we do is that we teach people how to pay down the debt and build up their credit at the same time. Now, when it comes down to taxes, it says the Americans, we spend more money on taxes in 2019 than we spend on our food, clothing, and housing combined. And the reason why this is happening is because there's three ways. There's three ways your money get taxed when you need it. And it's important for us to learn about this. And these are some of the things you're going to learn in our program. Now, when it comes down to inflation, they said that the average inflation rate from 1972 to 2022 was 3.9%. Did you know that today inflation is over 9%? And it's due to the fact that every time our country prints more money than they actually earn, the result is that everybody loses what's called value of their money. Some people refer to inflation as a hidden tax system in our monetary system, and it's also known as a silent killer. Now, when it also talk about savings, they said that 45% of Americans believe that they will outlive their savings, and it's due to the fact that no one ever teaches what's known as a FIN number. How many of you guys know how much you need for retirement? Not where you need to save it, but how much do you need? And it's so important for everyone to learn what is their FIN number, know how much you need to save, and you need to know how much you need for retirement in order to stay retired. Now, when it comes down to life insurance, it said that the average face amount for an individual life insurance policy that is issued in 2018 was only 168 plus thousand dollars. And that's because no one ever taught the public what is known as what's called the dime method. Now, the dime method is a method that is used to calculate how much insurance you need. And then based upon your budget, it tells you which insurance may be suitable and affordable for you. So what is dime? Dime stands for your debt, your income, your annual income multiplied it by 10, the balance of your mortgage, and educational planning for your children. When you calculate all those things, it should tell you how much insurance you need. And once you know how much you could save or how much you could spend before you do either one of them through your budget, it will tell you which insurance is affordable and suitable for you. So that could be either a term life, a whole life, or some form of universal life insurance. Now, when it comes down to long-term care, in 2021, the annual medium cost for home health aid was 61,000 plus dollars, and an annual medium cost for a nursing home in a private room was 108 plus thousand dollars. Now, think about this: if you don't have $600,000 to $1 million saved up, you may have to spend your life savings to take care of your long-term care, meaning that you may need a CNA. Do you have extra money put to the side? And that's the reason why when it comes down to retirement, it's a major problem because they said that the medium average retirement income for retirees 65 and older is actually 47 plus thousand dollars. And that's because of what's called the 40-40-40 plan. Now, the 40-40-40 plan is a plan where corporations use, where they know that you have to work 40 plus hours a week, and you have to do that for 40 plus years in order to have some money for retirement. And then when you retire, you're going to only have about 40% of your income. Now, think about this. If you can survive on 100% of your income, what are you going to have during your retirement years when you're only receiving 40%? So that's why it's important for you to learn how to take control. And there are things that you can do to take control. And these are some of the things we're going to teach you. In our program, we're going to teach you how to pay yourself first. We're so good and conditioned to pay everything else but ourselves. And we're going to teach you how to start paying yourself first. We're also going to teach you how to earn additional income within our firm. Did you know that we help families and we show them ways how they could earn an extra $1,350 per an hour? Think about that. We could show you how to do that within our firm on a part-time basis. Also, we're going to show you how to adjust your lifestyle and how to start living on a budget. It's important for everyone to have a budget and live on one. And we're going to show you how to avoid credit card traps. Many of us have credit and we acquire assets with them. And we also acquire liabilities. It's important for us to learn how to acquire more assets and not liabilities, because liabilities take money from your pocket while assets puts money in your pocket. So ultimately, you got to change the way you think about finance. You got to unlearn and relearn so that way you can position yourself to be in a winning situation. So here's the thing: 6 steps to financial security. Success begins with financial education. And in our program, we have a complimentary program and complimentary workshops that we provide to you and the public so that way everybody could come here and learn. So we're going to teach you how to increase your cash flow so that way you can learn how to earn additional income and learn how to manage your monthly expenses. We're also going to teach you about debt management so that way you learn how to consolidate your debt, eliminate your debt at the same time. We're also going to teach you about how to create an emergency fund, how you could save 3 to 6 months of your income to prepare for those unexpected expenses. And we're also going to teach you how to put together proper protection. So that way you can learn how to protect your family from a loss of your income and also protect your family's assets. We're also going to teach you how to build wealth, where to put your money where it could outpace inflation, and actively learn how to manage your money. And we're also going to teach you about how to preserve your wealth, where to save and invest your money, and also how to put together estate planning so that way you can learn how to avoid probate and have your family not lose your assets. It's so important for you to know why it's important to have a trust, not just a will, but also have a trust, and which one is suitable and affordable for you. Would it be a irrevocable or a revocable trust? We're going to talk about that in our program as well. So that's why we teach people how to conquer their finances, and that way you can have control of your financial future. That's what we want to teach you to do. See, HGI, we pretty much empower people with financial education on topics such as the things like Rule of 72, which is a basic principle on how money double over time based upon the interest that you receive. We're also going to teach you about the power of index contracts. And I just want you to imagine being able to participate in the success of the market with a zero loss guarantee. Imagine being able to invest your money in the marketplace and never lose a dime. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to teach you about accelerated living benefits. We're going to talk about life insurance that you don't have to die to use. You can use your life insurance while you're alive. And we're going to talk about the wealth flow formula where you got to plan for 2 events in your life: if you die too soon and if you live too long. So the first thing we're going to talk about is something called the Rule of 72, which is a very simple concept. I want you to write this down. You see, the Rule of 72 tells you that if you divide, right, if you take the interest, if you take 72 and divide it by the interest rate that you're getting on your money, the equal amount is the estimated amount of years it would take for that money to double for you or even against you. So let's talk about if you was to invest $10,000 one time at the age of 29 and you want to retire at 65 years old. Now you put that $10,000 where you get 2%. We're going to take 72 divided by 2. The money will double every 36 years. That's the equal. So from 29 to 65, that $10,000 only doubled one time and grew to $20,000. Now, what if you put it in 4%? Now, 72 divided by 4 equals 18. The money will double now every 18 years. So from 29 to 47, 10,000 become 20,000. From 47 to 65, 20,000 become $40,000. Now, what if you put it where you get 8%? 72 divided by 8 equals 9. The money will double now every 9 years. So from 29 to 38, 10,000 become 20,000. From 38 to 47, 20,000 become 40,000. From 47 to 56, 40,000 become 80,000. And from 56 to 65, 80,000 now become $160,000. So you got to think about how powerful interest is when it comes down to your money, and think about the interest that the banks is giving you on your current money. How much interest the bank gives you? Let's say that the bank gave you 1%. 72 divided by 1 equals 72. That means your money will double every 72 years. I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to wait 72 years for my money to double. I'm trying to live to see 72. So think about that when you think about the word interest. So think about the interest on your credit cards, your mortgage, your car note, and then take that number, divide it into 72, and it will tell you how many years the balance will double against you. Now, let's talk about the power of index contracts. See, many people sacrifice returns for safety, and other people sacrifice safety for returns. Did you know that in the index, it brings together the best of both worlds? Let's give you an example. Let's say that you invested $100,000 in 1997 and you want that $100,000 back in about 2014. Now, you invest this money in what we call an unsecured account, your typical stocks, 401ks, IRAs, and so on. These vehicles are known as variable contracts. These are unsecure accounts. So let's say you put that money in there from 1997. As you can see, it went on a roller coaster. I call it bipolar money, right? One day makes you happy, depending on when you look at it. The next day makes you sad if you look at it on a bad day. So now, over the years, that $100,000 would have grew to 219 plus $1,000. Now you may see that and say, "Wow, my money would have doubled over time." But let's say that you had an option. Did you know that there's another account called a secure account where they guarantee to never lose money? Those are called index accounts. So over the years from 1997 to 2014, that $100,000 would have become 245,000 plus dollars because why? They're guaranteed to never lose money. The question you got to ask yourself is why no one didn't tell you? Why no one never told you that you had a choice? And you had a choice where you could put your money in a secure account versus an unsecure account. Now, did you know that the types of retirement income you want to look at is based upon how you want to be taxed during your retirement years? There's three ways your money get taxed when you need it. Your money either get taxed now, which means that you put your money inside of a bank, mutual funds, or stocks, and it makes your money taxable. The growth each year will be taxed. It's called capital gains tax upon distribution. No contributions are limited. No, it does count towards your kids' financial aid. No RMDs, no excess taxes, and it may impact Social Security and make it taxable. And it's included in your state, meaning that if you don't have a trust, your family gonna go through probate. Your next option is tax deferred, which means that your money inside of a 401k, IRAs, or 403bs and annuities, these money will get taxed later on. Means that the money you put in is pre-tax dollars, which means that you didn't pay any taxes on the money that you put it in, but you're going to pay taxes on every withdrawal moving forward. Now, contributions are limited. It does count towards your kids' financial aid. The RMD age is at 72, but due to January 1st of 2023, they changed the RMD age to 73. So now here's the thing. What that means is that if you don't start taking distribution of your money by the age of 73 years old, you're going to lose 50% of your total amount in your account. So if you had $1 million saved up in one of these accounts and you didn't take a distribution from it before your 73 birthday, 500,000 is gone and you can't get it back because you failed to take out the required minimum distribution. Also, 85% of your social security become potentially become taxable, and every withdrawal after 59 and a half or before 59 and a half will be taxed as ordinary income on every withdrawal, and at the end of the year they're going to calculate how much was taken out for the year. And yes, it is included in your estate, which means that if you don't have a trust, your family going to go through probate. Now, the third option is called tax free, where most people, including the bank and many great corporations, use things like key person, executive bonus, or your traditional cash value life insurance, where people learn about getting the tax free benefits, which is also known as tax advantage, which means that every time the money grows inside of it, it's called tax deferred income, which means that the growth is 100% tax free. You don't pay no tax on the gates. No contribution is limited. It does not affect your child's financial aid. No RMDs, no excess taxes, does not affect your social security and make it taxable. Tax-free income through withdrawals or loan, and it's not included in your estate due to the IRS tax code 7702 section A. And this is one of the great things. So you got to think about what how would you want to be taxed during your retirement years if you had a choice? And this is why it's not about how much money you can make, it's about how your money going to be taxed when you need it. So let's talk about accelerated living benefits. The way that you got to protect your life savings is by using and leveraging, pretty much life insurance and accelerate your living benefits. So the first thing you got to talk about is accelerated living benefits. Now, you got to think about the fact that we're most likely to get sick before we die, right? We may suffer from some form of heart attack, a stroke, cancer, or something like that. The good thing is that health insurance will not cover all the costs. And some of the costs we're talking about is like your mortgage, loss of wages, utilities, foods, or your kids' college education. Now, even if you were 65 and you was to go on Medicare, did you know that Medicare pays $0 for long-term care services after the first 100 days? That's why the reason this is one of the reasons why we have to understand which life insurance is good for us, because you got to learn about the life insurance that you could use and you don't have to die to have access to it. So imagine being able to have access to your life insurance death benefit instead of using your life savings for your retirement to cover any costs for chronic, critical, or terminal illnesses. That's the reason why we talk about life insurance that gives you living benefits. So here's the thing, guys. When we talk about the wealth flow formula, my mentor taught me this 10 plus years ago. He said, you got to plan for the two events in your lifetime. If you die too soon, you want to make sure that you have enough insurance to cover your dime, which is your debt. If something was to happen to you, your debt should be able to pay off. Your income should not disappear for 10 years. The balance of the mortgage should be taken care of. And yes, your kids' college education should be taken care of as well. So that's what's called your dime. Now, here's the thing, it's not RIP, it's LIP. So it's not rest in peace, it's live in pain. Because even if you was to try to die in today's society, they're gonna find a way to keep you alive. So that's the reason why if you live too long, you want to make sure that you have enough protection to protect your family at every given time. And that is so important and so crucial to make sure that in your retirement years, you're able to get tax-free money. So the great thing is that we have a wealth of resources, guys, and HGI is a world-class support network, and we have access to all kind of services through insurance and annuities, estate planning, college planning, retirement planning. We're able to help families with all variety of things. And the good thing is that we work with many, many companies. So many companies that you know of, like the AIGs, the Nationwide, Americos, North American, Athene, just to name a few. And that's why we're here to help you with the education and give you a lot of choices. So ultimately, here's the next step. Let's begin your financial independence. And here's what we're going to commit to you. We're going to provide you with a complimentary financial needs analysis where we're able to help you by simply doing this following things. If you're able to help us to, give us information and we're able to jot that down, we're going to able to identify solutions and strategies that could pretty much address your financial concerns. Fill in your potential gaps and start your path to financial independence. And it's important for you to learn your FIN number, how to put together your budgeting plan, create a stronger financial foundation, and yes, learn wealth formulas that you can use to build up your savings and investment. So here's the only thing that we ask of you. If you know 5 to 10 people that could benefit from this information, please share that with the person that shared with you this video. So that way we could empower them as well. Guys, it's time for us to learn. So I want you to think about 3 things. Where do you see yourself in our campaign? Do you see yourself as someone that wants to become a student? Do you see yourself as someone that want to become an educator? Or you just want to be a great referral source and help us educate 1 million families every year? Guys, our goal is to empower this nation with financial education. So at this time, I want to tell you thank you for tuning in. My name is Keyon Corniffe, also known as Mr. Finance, your favorite financial educator and business coach. And remember that you are one decision away from changing your future for the better. So always remember, the choice is always yours. I'll see you at the top. Have a blessed day. Peace.